All right, so what can we see here? The E flat major scale has the first two white notes. So there's a little bit of symmetry with the white notes there. So group 1 and 2, you can see the two white notes. The black notes are on the right. So they're on the right side because remember, we're going around the circle of fifths anti-clockwise and we're flattening notes. So we don't play the white notes to the right of the black notes. So E flat, we don't play E because we're going around the circle of fifths. So when we see, and this helps you as a memory association in real time, and you're playing, you want to know where the white notes are, when you're playing. Now this is sort of one of the harder ones to remember because the reason is because you've got sort of 3 white blacks and 4 whites, so they're sort of evenly spaced, the amount. Like for when we have all blacks, for instance, that's easy to remember because you know it's all black and then there's just a couple of whites to remember. But here you've got 4 whites to remember and 3 blacks. So we just look at our symmetry. And of course we don't visualise it the same way we're going to play it. We're learning all the notes of the scale. Because when we play songs, we don't play songs like this, do we? We don't play scales, unless sometimes you can run up and down scales, sure, but you need to find notes instantly when you're in real time. So you want to find your key or your notes. So when I start with, say, this, and I'm sort of improvising with this key, I would focus first. We're going to do a lot more of this, what I'm going to show you just quickly now. But you're going to focus on, say, 3 notes, right? Just the 3 black notes. So you're learning the key. Right? Eventually you'll learn it visually. So you'll start with these 3 black notes and you'll just muck around with them while you're improvising. And then you'll note these 2 notes, okay? Which is the F and the G, right? Which is the 2 and the 3. 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. There's the 4th. 3 and 2. And then you'll come down like that. And then once you're sort of comfortable doing that, then you'll note these 2 notes and this pattern. So it's all about patterns and breaking it up. Right? You want to break up your visualization when you're visualizing these things. You don't want to just learn things in serial manner, like your brain. Your brain, as is a serial, and we've mentioned this a few times, remembers things in a serial fashion. Because that's how our memories work. We can just think of something and it's like, when you want to remember something, as long as you remember the beginning of it, the rest fills in your memory. You just need to trigger it off. And so when we're learning things serially, that's how we learn. That's how muscle memory works. It's a serial thing. That's good for playing scales and learning songs with muscle memory, but it doesn't help you to be an improviser. You can learn songs with muscle memory, but to be an improviser is a different skill altogether. And to be an improviser, you need to break that muscle memory. You can't be relying on it all the time. Now, I'm not saying it's completely useless. It's very useful, muscle memory. But you can't, if you're just going to rely on it and that's all you're going to do, well, that's all you'll be able to do. You'll just be able to play a song. Now, you can be very good at playing a song, and when you see those fantastic players that will play very fast, they usually play fast, and they play fast and they're relying on muscle memory. When you play a song fast, that's pretty much all muscle memory because you don't have time to think. That's why when you play slowly, you do have time to think. Right? So anyway, let's move on. There's some good tips there. All right, so we've seen this before, that going up the scale is the top hands, follow the arrows, coming down the scale 2 octaves is the bottom hands. So we can visually see where our fingers are placed. And again, we have the formula below there, index, thumb. But the only thing we really have to sort of focus on is the ring, middle, ring, okay? Because that's where we do things, where we swing. So I'll give you an example here. You've seen this before, but for new people coming in to this video, I recommend you see some of the other ones as well. But anyway, we start on E flat, so we're starting on the second. So because we can go all the way with our fingers, we need to know where to stop to swing. All right. So that's on B flat. Sorry, we're on E flat. So we need to know where to swing. Right. We're going to swing on our ring finger. Right. Because we've got these two black notes here now, so we have to go right to our ring. On that B flat where I was just a second ago, you see you stop on your middle finger because you need to swing now to there. But on E flat, you stop on your ring finger because you have to swing. So you've got to know where to stop to swing. So that's why we remember ring, middle, ring. So if you remember me, ring, middle, swing again, because we can keep on going, right? So we stop, swing, middle, ring, right, again, which is the same as the first octave, the second octave, the ring, thumb again. And when we land, see how we're landing the high one, right, is on the middle finger, okay? So we start on the second. And we go ring, middle, ring. Now this is an easier one to remember because you'll get used to this because you've used this in the previous key, this movement with the second, this nimble 3-finger movement. We'll be doing some 3-finger lessons. We're doing stuff with 3 fingers, and because those 3 fingers can be very nimble because they're the stronger fingers. They're the strongest fingers on your hand. So we do this movement. So we start on the index, thumb. So we're swinging on the thumb, but we don't really have to remember that because we're starting on the index. There's nowhere else you can go anyway. You've got to remember that. Okay, so that's ring, middle, ring, and you just end the scale. And the reason why I was going to say this was the easier to remember because you can see the black notes. So this is another memory association you can make. So you got 3 black notes there, and you've got your ring finger. They're so the black notes in this scale are associated with the ring finger, and the 2 black notes are the middle finger. So you got 3 fingers here. So it's the 2 black notes here, and you got the 3 fingers. So it's the ring here. So there's these little memory associations that your brain can make, the way you think about things. And the more memory associations, you find that this course focuses a lot on creating multiple memory associations, and we don't rely on muscle memory. I think if you watched a few videos, it's not saying we don't completely rely on muscle memory. We keep that as the last resort, right? And a lot of the times, when you're learning a song, you might bring the muscle memory up front. So you're playing with muscle memory, but you have all the others as a backup. Right? So if you're playing a song from the same way all the time, right? It might be a sheet of classical music, and you want to play it because your teacher will smack you on the hand if you don't play it correctly. Well, then you're relying on muscle memory, right? But you still have the intervals as a backup, right? And they will help you they'll help you learn the song quicker too, by understanding. It will help you learn the song quicker. So right hand. And again, we want to note the intervals here. So we got 1, we got the second, third, 4th, right? Do it on B flat again. I just did my B flat yesterday. I'm doing about one lesson a day because I've got so much lined up, and I take it all from my book. So I've got endless lessons I can create all from my book, at least 100 lessons, easy. So I'm getting all these out of the way first, so just to have these as a reference, all these scales. So when we go to learn things, I can direct you to them. All right, so index. Now, see how I'm going this fast? That's probably too fast for you to go when you're starting out. That's a nice speed when you're comfortable with it, but that's all muscle memory, right? That's muscle memory. But what we've got to do is we've got to understand, we've got to go slower and make sure middle, ring. So we swing on the ring, not the middles. So we look at the bottom, ring, middle, ring going up, ring, middle, ring coming down. Ring, middle, ring. And we finish up, and then we go ring, middle, and we finish down. Oh, I forgot to say ring, but we land on the ring there. It doesn't matter if you forget to say it, as long as your fingers are moving. When you forget to say it, it means you lost your concentration on it, but your muscle memories took over. And that's what happens in songs all the time. You know, sometimes your muscle memory will take over, sometimes you'll think, then you'll, you know, or you won't need to think, that type of thing. It just comes in and out when you need it. So, all right, so that's the right hand. I think that's pretty straightforward, the right hand. Now the left hand placement, so all these work, which is nice, with E flat, A flat and D flat. Even though they all work for the same key, they're different notes. So when you're visualising it, your brain makes a new connection. So it doesn't mean because you can play E flat well, you're going to be able to play A flat and D flat well. Because the notes are different and your brain gets a bit confused. So you still have to learn them just individually. So we start on the 1, right, which is the root note, the middle finger, okay? And we go to the 3. So now you'll notice with this particular one, we have an extra hand, right? So we've got a swing point at that thumb straight away. So we actually got to remember, we still remember ring, middle, ring. But it's a bit like when we did up here with it on the right hand where we have that extra thumb. I think we had an extra hand on the previous one. Oh yeah, no. I'm thinking of G flat. No, this is fine. Ignore that. But yeah, that's still valid what I said. So E flat, there's our thumb, right? So the first thing we need to know is where we land on, because we could land on the middle or the ring, right? So we're going to land on the ring. Right, now we're going to looking at the top, swinging on the thumb, right? Now we're going to know where to land on, so we're going to land on the ring. So, land on the middle, right? So we need to land on the middle because we're on the 2 notes here, 2 black notes associated with the middle finger, and the 3 black notes associated with the ring finger. So another memory association. And then we end on the index. Now you could end on the 3, you could even end on the 4. When you're playing a song in real time, you might need to go up. If you need to go up, then you'd end on a 4 or a 3. But we've got to end somewhere here, right? Just to note that. But okay, let's just do that again. So we start on 3, ring, middle, ring. So that's what we're going to remember. Ring, middle, ring. So here we go. We go ring, middle, ring. Finish up. Ring, because we've got the 2 black notes, right? So we have to come to the ring, right? Ring, middle, ring. Like that. Okay. So, and also be aware of the intervals. But we're going to do more of those exercises too. You'll get familiar with all the intervals. So I'm going to show you how to find all the intervals very quickly. Okay, right hand finger mobility. So this is where we're just going to play the scale. So we want to go, again, when we want to say ring, middle, ring, all right? Ring, middle, ring, and emphasize ring. Coming back, it's emphasize it, right, when you're coming back. Ring. So that's the landing, right? Coming down on the landing, going up is a swing, coming down is the landing. Thumb, we got to land on the ring. Middle, ring. And we finish the scale like that. All right? So we're just practicing that. Now, you can say it in your head, but middle, it's best while you're learning it to say it out louder. And then when you get a bit more comfortable, But make sure you're just not relying on muscle memory right now. Just make sure you can do this and just go ring, middle, ring. Just remember ring, middle, ring, middle, ring. Ring, middle, ring, ring, middle. Come back, ring. I think I missed a note there, didn't I? The finger got lazy. Okay, so that's the right hand. So that's all we're going to be doing. And don't go faster than that too, right? Because we still want to listen too for what we're doing, listen to the scale, but we're going to do those exercises coming anyway. Left finger, okay? So we're starting on the 3, right? So here's where we practice it. Now you might want to just bring up that other diagram while you're starting, but if you remember where you start, right, which is your middle finger, okay? Maybe I should put a little M on the 1. Maybe that will help. I don't know. That might be an idea for the next lesson. Ring, middle, ring. So we ring, middle, ring, ring, middle, ring. All right. So this is an easier scale, easier than the previous one, than B flat. And the reason is if you can make that memory association that the ring is associated with those black notes, and the middle's associated with the 3 black notes, and that's the ring finger. See, there's the ring. And the middle finger is associated with the 2 black notes. And that helps too. That little memory association helps as well. And you can see, because we start in the middle, right? We need to be on the ring so we can make up all these fingers to get to the thumb, see? And then we only need to get to here, right, before we swing, so that's why we have the middle there. And then we go back to the ring again, associated with the 3 black notes. Ring, middle, ring. And that helps as well. So memory associations are fantastic once you know how to, you know them, and especially when you're playing songs, and there's so many memory associations you can make in a song rather than just relying on muscle memory, that you'll be flowing over the song. And I'll be showing you all those associations, chords, intervals, the flow of your hands. There's a lot, there's sort of visualisation. Knowing the key, knowing all your chords is just so much. Okay, we're going to join them together now. So this is a little bit different than the previous B flat, but I think this one is a bit easier. So first we're going to note, so our left hand, right, so we're starting on the middle, okay, and the index with our right hand. So first is a landing point, right? Left ring there's that left ring landing, okay? And we're going to note how quickly they come to get the notes with the left and right. So for instance, the left landing and the right ring, left ring and right ring come to the next note. So let's do this together. So the first one is going to be left ring, then the right ring, so it's come to, and then so we're swinging on the right. Now the middles are interesting because we hit the middles together. So the left middle and right middle is, we don't focus left and right anymore on our attention, it's together, right? So that's the difference with this key. They come together. So we can practice. So we need to practice ring, ring, middle. You can maybe think of middle as like a little resting point here, because we're all middle and middle. Right? So that could be a nice memory association to make there, middle, right? But something very interesting with your memory, right, in your brain, because we're learning things serially, you know, we're trying to play this in a serial fashion. If you just start over here, it gets harder. That's why you have to understand what you're doing, because, you know, we don't know what to do here. Which way do we go? I can't remember, because we haven't learnt it. That's why you can't remember. Right? So, of course, we're going to learn it in muscle memory going up and down, but, you know, that's not going to really help us to play songs. If we're just learning a scale, it will help us in getting our fingers moving, but we want to understand what we're doing. So, ring, ring, middle, and again, ring, ring, and we end. So we're ending here on the index, but we could end on the middle. We could end on the middle and make it a bit more symmetrical. Of course, it depends if we're going to go up, where we're going to end, as I've mentioned before. But we'll keep it as an index for now. So ring, middle, ring. So coming down, so going to the right, left to right. So we're reading from left to right, ring, ring, middle, middle, ring. And coming down, it's ring, ring, middle, middle, ring, ring. So coming down, it's the same, which is nice. So it's an easier one in that respect. Ring, ring, middle, ring, ring, middle. So we could end on the middle, might make it a bit easier than the index up there. Ring, ring. So there's the first ring. There's the second ring. Middle. Together. Middle's together now. Middle's together. And then it's the right ring. There's the right ring. And then... Sorry, now I'm mixed up. I mixed myself up here. Left ring. So let's do that again, right? So let's try that again slowly. It's good that I haven't done this one for a while, because it shows you the learning process of what you need to do. Right? I know it might be a bit boring for you though, because I'll have to learn this in front of you. All right, well, let's go. Ring, ring, middle, middle, ring, ring. Ring, ring, middle, together. Ring, ring, middle. Ring, ring, middle. Ring. Oh, so coming back, middle. So we middle up there, right? Coming back. Ring is the right, ring is on the left. So it's ring, 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 middle. So you could do that. You could go middle, ring. So here, middle. Oh, so this is coming down here. What am I doing wrong? So let's go on. Let's start on the left here. Ring, middle. It's this swing thing, right? It's not middle doing this. It's swing, ring. And when you get stuck somewhere, you just focus on that bit you got stuck at. Don't start again from the beginning. If you get mixed up at that point, practice at that point. You can remember, you can even go say, remember how our two middles are in the centre, like that, right? Our two middles are there. We can start at that. We don't have to start at the beginning. Remember where when you try to break up your serial memory, it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder to do that, because you're not relying on serial memory anymore. You're relying on what you're doing, and it's going to make it harder, right, to do that. But once you do it, there's a lot of benefits of once you break it up and start to understand things. And a lot of these movements here are going to help you when you play songs, right? To be able to just remember, just to come in and remember that we're gonna put our middles here. And a lot of this you don't think when you're playing songs. So what you're trying to do here is you're building up this subconscious database of little patterns and things you do with your hands, and then your hands automatically do it. A good way to do that is a website called chordify.net, where you got the chords and you play in time with the chords, and you just get a YouTube song, and that you have to keep up with it, and you develop your rhythm with that. And you chord recognition, and also your finger movements, where to put your fingers to go to the next thing. It's a very, very good website to get your fingers moving. I highly recommend that for all my students to do that exercise. Anyway, so if we're here, right, on the middle, coming back, ring, 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 middle, ring, ring, back. Ring, ring, middle, and then again, ring, ring, end on the middle. Ring, ring, middle, rest, we can rest, and then it's this flip here. Ring, ring, and that's how you do it, and to bring both hands together. So I haven't played that for a while, but I got it pretty quickly, right? And because of this method. So it's a good example to show you how quickly you can learn it once you practice a bit with this method. And this isn't as a harder one as the B flat to play, so this isn't too bad. Muscle memory, I'm just going to allow you to just go through that because so I messed myself up because I haven't played this for a while. So what you need to do is practice and say it. So you've got to go middle. Sorry, ring, middle, ring, ring, middle, ring. So what you're doing there, you keep on doing that until it gets in your muscle memory, right? And of course, you're going to get good at it eventually. You'll pick it up. Middle, ring, ring, middle, ring, and then you bring them together. So you're going to have to say maybe for a few days, ring, ring, middle, ring, ring, middle, ring, ring, middle, ring. I say I missed that. All right. So I guess I've got to practice that one too. But that's the way you do it, right? And eventually you'll start to drop some of those middle and rings because your muscle memory will kick in. But remember, when it does kick in and you do play it with muscle memory, if you keep on doing that just with muscle memory, your muscle memory, and then you haven't played it for quite a while, and you'll come back to it like me. I've come back to it. I haven't played this key for a while. I mean, I can improvise in this key easy, but just the scale is a different exercise altogether. Just playing a scale is an exercise. So you'll forget. So you always have to go back to basics here and just go, I can do it. If I say it, ring, ring, middle, ring, 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 middle, ring, ring. Right? So that's when you're saying it, you don't get it wrong. But if you don't say it and your muscle memory hasn't 100% kicked in, then you'll stuff it up. And for this one, my muscle memory hasn't 100% kicked in yet, just to play that up and down. So next. But it will for you. Ear harmonisation. So this is when we hold down the E flat, okay? And then we play. So we're just listening. We're just listening for a bass note of a chord, right? And we're listening for the intervals. And we're going to ring it again when we get to the E flat. So we've seen all this before. Tonality is when we're hearing the key. Okay, anyway, I won't do that again. So always hit that bass note because that gives you the reference of the key, of the whole key, that bass note. But you eventually, your ear the more songs you play, the tonality just develops. You know what key, you get re-referenced in your head, and it all happens subconsciously, so you can hear it when it comes out of key. You know, if I just... That was pretty powerful, actually. Because that's the tonic, that's even worse. So you can hear that went out of key, right? Because we are very good at, Westerners are very good at hearing this Western major scale. Let's move on. Interval training. So this is when we want to hear the intervals, and we can name them too. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. But keep the same finger numbers. 4, 5. Right, and there's 6, 7, major seventh. It's just 7. We just say 7. If we say a 7, we mean major 7. We got to say -7 or -7 if we're going to go to the -7. But it's a major 7. Okay. 6, 7. And we're just hearing it, and just go slower and listen to it. And say the numbers in your head, because you do want to listen to what you're doing. Okay, next. All right, so we have some constraints, and the constraints are there to keep us focused on what we're doing and reduce our options, so we can be a bit more creative with what options we have. So we're going to just play, we're going to hold down just the E flat, and we're going to use the same fingering we used for the scale, and we're going to make a progression. We can play the same note. We just can't skip notes. It has to be in the progression, and don't hold your pedal down for this one for now. And it also teaches you the scale. And make sure it's the right fingering, and keep on going. If you do the wrong fingering, if you do a third there and it's supposed to be an index, don't stop. Just keep on going and just correct it. All right? So if you make a mistake with the fingering, doesn't matter, because we're going to, as this exercise goes on for the next exercise, the song training, we're going to just play any finger. But with this one now, we can skip notes, but we still got to use the same fingering with this exercise, which is a little difficult here because we have to swing on that thumb, right? We could go. No, we have to put the thumb up here now. It's very restrictive, and we can bring this in whenever we want, the left, because we want to hear the interval. So we're going to loosen that up with our song training. So the song training, we can use any fingers on the left. So on the left hand we're playing the E flat, and on the right we can do anything within the scale and any fingers. Well, we can once we get a bit more advanced, you know, we can add in double notes, anything you like. Just stay within the key for now. Because we're going to learn how to come out of key and where's a nice place to come out of key and all that down the track. But for now, we're going to work out to write songs in key. We're going to get our fingers moving. And we're going to practice little patterns. There's a lot of common patterns in pop songs, and you'll learn a lot of these. I'm going to put some more in my book on the chapter B, part B of my book. There's going to be a lot more to do in that part B. That's why I haven't released it yet. But part A is ready to go, and it's a living document. So once you purchase it, I constantly revise it, and any new stuff that I develop, I'll put it in the book, and any exercises I'll put in the book, and I'll just email you a copy. So yeah, all right, we're going to go. I don't have any other questions today. So I didn't actually check. So these are from the last one. So I don't have any questions. So we'll just end it today, make it a quick one. And because we've got to go, we've seen all these before anyway, these lessons. It's just a little bit different with these keys, with our hands, hand number, hand placement. So we're going to look at A flat for our next lesson. Right? And that's it. I'll see you then. Bye.